Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured. One serene morning, Mahatma Buddha arrived at the preaching assembly. But on this day, he chose to sit in silence. His disciples were puzzled and concerned, wondering why their revered master was not speaking. Was he unwell or troubled? Seeking answers, one of the disciples mustered the courage to break the silence and asked, "Master, why are you in silence today?" The Buddha maintained his tranquility and did not utter a word. Another disciple, worried about his well-being, inquired, "Gurudev, are you feeling well?" But Buddha continued to sit in silence, like a serene lake undisturbed by ripples. In the midst of this silence, a voice from outside suddenly exclaimed, "Why didn't you give me permission to come to the Dharma assembly today?" The Buddha remained undisturbed, deep in his meditation. The person outside raised his voice with more force. "Why am I not allowed to come to the Dharma assembly?" A disciple sitting within the assembly supported the person's request and said, "Master, grant him permission to come to the Dharma assembly." However, when the Buddha finally spoke, his response astonished everyone. He said, "No, he cannot be allowed because he is an untouchable." Untouchable? But why? All the disciples were taken aback, as they had never heard Buddha categorize someone this way. With profound wisdom, Mahatma Buddha addressed the feelings in the minds of his disciples. Yes, he is an untouchable. He had an argument with his wife today. Anger disrupts the peace of life. An angry person inflicts mental violence, and this mental violence leads to physical violence. An angry person becomes untouchable because his thoughts and actions influence others as well. He should stay outside the Dharma assembly today. He should stand there and practice penance in the fire of remorse to purify himself. This insightful tale holds great relevance in our lives today. It teaches us the destructive power of anger, which can corrode our inner being, just like acid corrodes a vessel. Anger often arises from misunderstandings, frustration, and unmet expectations. And when left unchecked, it leads to suffering for oneself and others. In our modern world, where conflicts and stress are pervasive, we must remember the timeless lesson from Buddha's story. Our interactions with family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers can be spoiled by anger if we do not learn to control it. The angry outbursts we project not only harm others, but also poison our own minds, leaving lasting scars on our emotional well-being. The story also highlights the importance of self-awareness and accountability. The person who sought entry to the assembly had allowed anger to govern his actions, making him untouchable in the eyes of the compassionate Buddha. By acknowledging our anger and its root causes, we can work towards cultivating inner peace and emotional maturity. Like the person in the story, each of us has the potential to practice penance in the fire of remorse. This means reflecting on our actions, seeking forgiveness, and committing to change for the better. By doing so, we purify ourselves and create a harmonious space for growth and understanding. In conclusion, the teaching from Mahatma Buddha's silence serves as a timeless reminder to embrace calmness, compassion, and self-awareness. By transcending the grip of anger, we pave the way for a more harmonious and loving world. A world where our actions inspire others towards peace and healing rather than untouchable pain. Let us carry this wisdom in our hearts and apply it in our daily lives to create a brighter, more enlightened path for ourselves and those around us.